how are you? What's going on? You look very chic today.
Thanks. I really just threw it together. I'm great. I'm just so tired. And I never complain about tiredness. And when people do, I'm like, all right, get over it. And now it's me.
I feel like you're a very energetic person.
Yeah.
What is it that's making you tired?
Anything
specific?
No sleep, obviously.
You're just not sleeping.
Yeah.
She's in entrepreneur world. I mean, it was 9 o'clock last night. My friend called me and I was like, what are you doing up? And he was like, I just love what I do. And he's an entrepreneur building an incredible new healthcare business. And he was like, I'm just like tinkering away. And I loved that. It was very refreshing.
So last night we got home at like 9:30. We went to my brother-in-law's house for a quick dinner and then we got home, got in bed because we go to bed early. So we like got straight in bed and I was like, babe, I actually think I have more work to do. And he's like, oh, please, like, do it tomorrow. I'm like, nah. Went upstairs, made myself a tea, and I was the exact same. I'm like, wow, like the house is quiet, it's dark outside. I just feel like I'm in my own little world. Like I love what I do. I'm so lucky that I'm doing this and I'm like, let's go. I'm not like, fuck my life. Like my boss is breathing down my neck or something. I'm like, I love it. So it's all for a good cause.
Wow. Are you a night owl? I could never do that.
I'm an early bird. So
me too,
the thing is I stayed up last night till 12:30 I had to get a lot done. But then this morning I woke up at 5 to keep going, and 5 is my like hours of power. I'm so good. Whereas last night I'm kind of like keeping my eyes open. It's like a struggle. Mornings are my time.
I'm very interested in productivity right now, and I'm curious to hear from you. But if Emma Greed, who is the co-founder of Good American, and
girl, I'm obsessed with her.
Incredible entrepreneur, just put this video on her Instagram where she was talking about her best productivity hacks as a mom, someone who's running multiple businesses. And one of the things that she said was find your power hour. She was find when you are most productive. She was like, for me, it's my 5 a.m.
For me, it's my 5 a.m. Liv. But the problem is if I don't work out in the morning, I probably won't do it because I won't stop working at 4 to then go to the gym.
Yes, me too.
So it's like, I get up, I work out, I have my breakfast, blah, 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 I get ready. Also, a big productivity thing for me is getting dressed and putting on like a little bit of blush and lip liner just so you don't feel like slobby. And so then by the time you've done all of that, it's like 8:30. My team comes at 9, so I don't start work till 9. I'm like, damn, I could have got 4 hours in. But I had to do the other things.
Yeah, I really noticed for myself, I have a hard time working out. It's definitely a weak spot for me, and something that I'm working on is just giving my body more love. Mm-hmm. And I think something very important if you are someone who runs your own business and you are someone who makes your own hours is understanding when you're actually going to get the thing done.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was like a solid year and a half when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'll go work out at 4. I would never make it to the class.
It's so hard.
Now if I'm not hitting a 7:30 or 8 a.m. workout, I'm not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And making room for that and being like, this is your time where you know you're good. But that's also really challenging because that's my productivity time. Mm-hmm. So you really have to find those times that work best for you.
Yeah.
I think I need to start waking up earlier.
This is so crazy, but I love a weekend to work.
Me too. I work every weekend.
If I work all day Saturday and Sunday, and it's just like I feel like I'm in my own little bubble. Like no one can bother me. No one's doing anything. I feel like I'm getting ahead of everything, and I would rather in my week kind of do podcasts, do this, do random things, and then on a weekend I design so much. Like I just get so much done when there's no one around me.
Me too. It's quiet. No one's emailing me. I'm not feeling overwhelmed or reactive because I got an email that I need to handle in that moment.
Totally.
It's just like my quiet, slow time.
Yeah.
I also like being in social media. Remember someone said something to me that stuck with me for a while a few years ago. They were like, when you're in social media, the times when everyone's off is when you need to be on. Like the times where it's maybe the holidays or it's the weekend and people are home is like a really good opportunity to actually connect with people.
Yeah.
Like that's when people are most active.
Totally.
So I've thought about that for a while and have tried to find some balance in that too.
Yeah.
But yes, weekends are when people are paying attention.
So true.
Okay, so you're up at 5 a.m. You're working out in the morning no matter what. What does the rest of your day look like?
Get home, do the breakfast, etc., get ready, always putting something on. If I'm wearing gym clothes in the day, it'll be like chic.
Yes.
Making it look somewhat put together, and always a lip liner, and then
always
an earring, obviously.
I don't think I leave the house without like brushing my eyebrows and putting a lip liner on.
Yeah.
Those are two kind of non-negotiables for me. No one should ever see me without penciled in brows.
It's so funny because I'm looking at your brows and I'm like, I feel like I could, like, they'd look totally fine, but we all just have that one thing about ourselves.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I got to have a lip liner, got to have an earring, and then I'll work. My team comes at 9. There's only 3 of us. and we'll just try and get whatever we can get done. Every day's kind of different. A lot of the times on my laptop, it's really, really boring. And then at 5:30, if I've completed a lot and I'm like slaying the day, I'll go for a walk with a friend or try and go outside for a hike or maybe book a Pilates class or something a bit different. I always try and see a friend for like outdoor time or exercise walking. I just think it's a really nice way to catch up. I don't want to go spend a ton of money and go drink and drive somewhere far away. I'm just like, I just want to see you and talk and catch up. So walking is great.
Do you work from home?
Yeah.
I think that's a really good little tip. And something, again, I've had such a hard time post-COVID being someone who works from home and carving out my day in a way that's actually healthy for me. Like, I think during COVID, I brought this really bad habit where, like, I get on my laptop at 8 a.m. and all of a sudden it's 8 p.m. And, like, I haven't worked out. I haven't breathed fresh air. My dog is literally, like, pawing at me, being like, hello. Please, for the love of God. Like, can we go do something? But yeah, I think that outdoor time is something. We had Claudia Salewski on the show, and she said something very similar.
So sweet.
She's so sweet, but she's like, get your outdoor time. Like, go walk the dog.
She's like, when I was chatting with her, she was telling me her hobbies. I don't know how we got onto this, and she was like, rock climbing, hiking, this. She's such an outdoorsy girl. I had no idea.
Do you have hobbies?
No. My hobby is my work. I've just taken up tennis lessons 2 weeks ago, so I guess that's a hobby.
I saw a video. I got served something on TikTok the other day of someone being very upset that they were asked if they had hobbies.
Why? Because they're offended? Or
yeah, they were just like, what do you mean, do I have a hobby? Like, I wake up, I take care of my kids, I check in on my friends, I go to my job, I come home, I cook dinner, I like maybe watch a TV show that I love and I go to bed. Like, who the hell has time for hobbies?
Yeah.
But I actually think it's really important in life to have hobbies. Yeah. I just don't know when to find the time for them.
No, me neither. That's why I started doing the tennis, because I'm like, okay.
You need something.
I can now play, well, when I get better, I'm so bad. I can then play with my husband, with friends. I can make that like my lifestyle. It's exercise, it's outdoor time. I don't think I would be able to find the time to do a hobby like sewing or something that wasn't giving me
outside
other ticks.
Yes.
Because tennis, I'm hitting a lot of birds with one stone.
You're completely right. It can't be something that just passes time. It needs to be something that like gives me a workout, or I get to see a friend at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a productivity nerd, and I think I'd feel unproductive if I was just like sitting on my couch sewing or knitting.
Yeah. Also, I think one of my hobbies is walking. I really like walking.
Yeah.
But I feel like that sounds so dumb to be a hobby. But I just love walking around nice
neighborhoods
and looking at the houses.
I think LA is a walking city.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like, in my opinion, it's a go for a walk city, not walk to do something.
Sorry. Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
It's a let's go for a walk city.
Yeah.
I lived in New York for 10 years. No one ever asked me to go for a walk.
No, but
they asked me to go for like a city bike, but like no one's asking me to go for a walk.
But you're walking like 20 K steps
Yes,
a day.
that's why it's not a pastime there. It's not a hobby. It's like how you actually
It's an
survive
A to B.
there. Yeah. So no one's asking. But yes, since I've been here.
I have to drive to then go on my walk. You know what I mean?
Me too.
It's
I drive.
I roll, but it's the way it is.
I get in my car. I bring my dog. I walk a lot too, because it, for me too, kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
I get to walk my dog, and I also get to exercise.
And you can even put on your headphones and do a call.
I do sometimes, yeah. Or I listen to a podcast.
Yeah, same.
I think LA, a lot of people ask me how to like survive in LA. Like, how do you make friends? How do you find community? And I actually think walking culture is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, ask your friends to go on walks. I actually literally have like a standing walking meeting with one of my best friends every 2 weeks, where like we go on this walk.
That's
it's
so
in
nice.
the calendar every 2 weeks.
That's so nice.
Killing a lot of birds with one stone.
I think
Walk,
the coffee
catch
shop
up.
thing is a big thing too.
Yeah.
I just, on my way here, drove past Community Goods. I was like,
No, I can't.
maybe I'll stop. I'm like, sorry, what the fuck was I thinking?
I love that place. I love the owners. I love everything about it. I love the brands that they have on the wall. I love the
it.
curation. I love the food. Like, I crave that breakfast sandwich all the time. I just can't wait in line. But shout out to them for actually creating a place that I wish I could go, but I just simply can't wait in line.
No, I love it before 7:30 a.m. because there's no line.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot, actually, at that hour.
You never know.
I obviously very much admire you. I have loved seeing the business just thrive in the
Thank
past,
you.
I'd say, year or so.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Mayhem pop up, I feel like, on Revolve, and I was like, oh, who's making this? Like, this is very cool. And then before I knew it, it was literally everywhere. And I had known about you because I know that you had a pod, and I feel like as a fellow podcaster,
You're just like in
the mix of it all. But I feel like something I am faced with personally, but also in our community is something that is often talked about, is this idea of like being an influencer, having a following, and starting a brand. And you actually picked something so niche that obviously really worked. And I'd love to hear about that experience of having a following and being like, that's going to be my thing and I'm going to hit that target audience.
Well, the thing is I didn't start the brand with my following in mind. So I actually started the brand without even posting on my personal Instagram.
Like, what do you guys want? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Posted the necklace, tagged the necklace kind of as if I got gifted it or it was my friend's brand. I'm like, this is so cute. Nothing. Really inconspicuous. I didn't want people to know it was my brand. So like I really went about it the other way. I think most people, and I think that's so good, and I always try and tell people that, because I think a lot of people are always like, well, easy for you, you have followers, or like, well, easy for you, there's another reason. And it's like, well, I didn't use the followers to do it, to do the actual brand. So I think that's really interesting. But while I didn't use my followers to like promote the brand to them, I used what I thought they liked, because they liked my style, to then like create something that I liked that then I thought people would like, if that makes sense.
It does. And I also think at the end of the day, no matter who you are, no matter how many followers you have, if the product's not good, it's not going to resonate.
Totally.
And I think for you, the product was good.
That's the thing. People always say to me like, well, how do you think, what's the reason? How did it get big? How have you done it? I'm like, I'm sorry. It all comes down to the product. It literally all comes down to the product. And I guess the way you market it, you can have the world's most amazing product, but if you don't market it right, that's not good. You can't market yourself out of a bad product. Like if your product isn't hitting, I don't know if there's hope.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that you first posted on Instagram inconspicuously, because that's like my like secret fantasy. Like that's my fantasy would literally be, some people in this world have way bigger fantasies than me. I can't believe I'm saying this is my fantasy. But my fantasy is like starting a brand, having no one know that it's mine, and just like casually posting it on my Instagram and people finding it and being like, oh, I really love this.
That's the way to do it. I couldn't agree more.
Because then all of a sudden it's like you just started an influencer brand and you really pigeonhole yourself into that.
And also I think it's really interesting, because I think if I posted it at the start, maybe I would have got more sales on day 1 and day 2 and day 3. But then they'll drop off. Like, your followers want to try it first, but are they still interested in the brand? Whereas if it's the other way, you're really growing this like organic brand of people that love the brand. They don't love you. And another thing is, I was also kind of self-conscious about it, because at the start I was hand making every necklace. So I was like, well, I don't know. I just don't want people to like come after me for a lost package, me personally, or come after me for a broken necklace, me personally, and say like, Pia, what are you going to do about it? So I was kind of like, I'm just going to leave it to Heaven Mayhem. And then eventually I just started like drip feeding it in a little bit. And then in a few Q&As, even now, if I do a Q&A, people will be like, wait, what did I miss? You own Heaven Mayhem? I'm like, I'm glad you like haven't caught up. But now it's like in my bio, and now I'm obviously really proud of it. So I'm like, okay, let's go.
Right. It's a good tactic.
Yeah.
Why jewelry? Where did that come from?
I just always been an accessories girl. I always wanted to do something for myself and have something for myself. And I had the idea of this pendant necklace. I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want that necklace. And it was really easy because I was hand making it. So it's not as if I was like, oh, how do I design it? How do I get a formulation for this product? Like, it was so easy because I'm like, I see the pendant, I see a cord, it's anyone can tie it on. So then I'm really glad I've gotten out of that now, because I think that it wasn't really a sustainable business model. Firstly, hand making everything, and secondly, it was too like volatile. Anyone could just kind of take that. I didn't really have much identity. Like anyone can just hand make their own sort of. Even now, it's like there's so many earrings out there now, like Heaven Mayhems, or like there's so many dupes, but it's like, but you are probably buying Heaven Mayhem because firstly the quality and the fact that it's actually Heaven Mayhem, and it's like, if you know, you know, and you have access to all our styling content and our blog and our email list, and it's just like a community and a vibe rather than just like a gold pair of earrings. Right. So I think that it was good that I transitioned out of the necklaces, because I made it really like a legit brand.
What was the first thing you did when you knew you wanted to start the brand? I often reflect on my experience being in college and wanting to start like a fashion blog. And being like, where do I start? Like, what do I begin? And my first thing was like forming an LLC. But like, what was yours?
Okay, so I went about it a little bit differently. My like literal life motto is done is better than perfect. And It transcends my entire life, and I just like to get shit done and get shit out there. So I started the brand, and I just hand tied the necklaces, put them on Instagram, and made a Shopify. Didn't have an LLC, didn't have a trademark.
Nothing. You were just like, let's run it.
Didn't have a business plan. Paid for 12 months of my Shopify subscription, $30 a month, and paid for my Canva subscription, and paid for the pendants and the cord. That was it.
Canva. By the way, the Canva hive is crazy.
Canva, it's changed my life. I don't have a graphic designer. I do all my own graphics on Canva.
If someone was to ask me, like, what's a resource right now that you wouldn't give up, I'd say Canva.
I'd say Canva. Canva and YouTube, and I mean, I guess Google, like, changed my
Google,
business.
yes. But the Google's like, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's like, well, everyone needs it.
Yeah.
For everything.
No, but as a business owner, Canva, like, I made business cards on Canva.
Yeah.
I made everything for this podcast on Canva. I made 90% of the stuff for my wedding on Canva. Like,
Exactly.
Canva's everything.
Yeah, all our designs, like, I make all the tech packs. I make every logo, every website, everything, like literally everything. So I think what I'm trying to say is I started really, really small. There was no business plan. I think there's so many ways that you can do things, and there's literally 100 ways that you can start a brand. So there's no right or wrong, but I like the way I did it because it's very accessible. I started with $900. You don't need a business plan. You don't need to go to uni. You don't need an advisor, investor, anything. You just need to start, and you just need to get it done. That's why I'm saying done's better than perfect, because do I like those necklaces now? No, literally no.
I mean, you couldn't pay me to listen to my first few episodes of this
Exactly.
podcast. It's torture.
Oh, totally. I think the evolving is a really good tip. When we now release new products, we always get like the lowest we can. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I know this is going to go crazy, we can order more, but usually we always test, like, see what people like, always respond to feedback. If people like, oh, we want clip-ons, we're going to do more clip-ons. If people want
clip-ons?
Yeah, because they don't want their ears to droop. Why, you would never wear a clip-on?
I mean, I have so many clip-ons because I have a lot of vintage earrings, and I just, people keep saying like, oh, go put the what are they called?
A post, like
A post. Go get a post
yeah.
put in, yeah. And I just haven't done it yet, but I hate a clip-on.
I know, because they pinch.
They pinch, and I actually like it. It's just like they're hitting a nerve for sure, and like I don't realize that I'm in a bad mood, but I'm actually in a bad mood because the
God.
earring's pinching my ear.
Yes. Look, I will say
It's like having a bad blister. It ruins your night.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have this little silicone pad on ours so that they're a little bit more soft and comfortable.
Okay, but
still, I don't really enjoy a clip-on. I do with a huge earring because I'm like, I don't want
I
my
don't
ear
want my
holes
ear-
to
yeah,
pull.
yeah.
But
I know someone who just got their ears redone because of that, and I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with that.
Yeah.
My clip-ons, I spray hairspray on them, and that's how they don't move.
Oh, that is so clever.
Yeah, because it gets sticky.
Wow.
Yeah. Come on, jewelry
Love
girl.
that tip.
Yeah, take it. Yeah, no, you got to put a little hairspray on the clip-on and like let it dry a little bit, because if it's obviously wet with the hairspray,
Yeah.
it'll slide.
Yeah.
But let it like grip to your ear, and that thing's not moving. So I've seen your earrings everywhere, obviously, as I mentioned. Revolve on you right now. I feel like everyone is always talking about them, and I've seen your jewelry go viral. Like, I've seen it on Kendall Jenner, I've seen it on Hailey Bieber. Is there something that you think you did that made your earrings and brand go viral quicker?
Honestly, I don't know. And it's really crazy because I want to start my next brand. I want to do new things. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do it? Like, I don't know. Because,
Next brand.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've got this bug now that I'm like, oh, I'm, not on to the next, but just like in addition, we're going to have to start cooking up a few more things.
And this would be a completely different brand, different
Completely
category.
different thing. Yep. Completely different thing.
It couldn't live under the one roof.
No.
Okay.
I probably, so not only will I start a couple of other legit brands, but I'm also going to start a couple of side hustles that no one will know about, but they will be a product-based business that will be small-ish, and yeah, no one will know about them, and I'll do them soon.
The secret side hustle's crucial.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But I think I don't know how to replicate this viral feel. I will say that sometimes I'm kind of like manifestation-y energetic, and I'm like, I have worked so hard my whole life. Like, I really go above and beyond in everything. And before Mayhem, it's like it wasn't quite fitting. The puzzle piece wasn't quite fitting, even though, yeah, I was receiving some success and this was good, but it wasn't like I was at the peak, or I wasn't doing as much as I wanted to do. I wasn't at the place I wanted to do. And I kind of feel like with Mayhem, it all just slotted into place. And it's like all my previous hard work and all these other fields have like met me in Heaven Mayhem. It's very hard to explain, but I think it was that plus a perfect storm of Hailey wearing, Matilda Jerf posting, amazing influencers, Revolve reaching out, Shopbot reaching out, and just being on like the right sites, the right time, people on TikTok, and just like the whole storm of it. If I had to do it again, I don't know really the formula. I just roll with it. And another thing I always say is like, I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I know what to do. Like I know every step. I'm like, this is the plan. No, this is the to-do list. The plan is unsure, but it will end up being the right thing.
I'm curious now, did any of these influencers, were they wearing them before the Revolve?
Yeah, a few were wearing them before Revolve.
It's like a good lesson in like striking while the iron's hot. Mm-hmm. It's like you see this current moment, don't let it pass you by. And this is like what I usually say to people. It's like, do you think the stylist relationships are everything?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. We have like a lot of stylists reaching out, and I should probably actually harbor those relationships more, like take them for coffee, really like actually do it. But I give them what they want. I'm like, yeah, sure, we'd love to. Whatever you need, we'll Uber package it. We make it easy. I think it's really been so helpful, and I hate to say it, but being in LA, because having the ability to be like, oh, you need something by call in tomorrow, we can just drop it today. We can Uber package it, you know? It's not like it has to come from Australia or London and blah, blah, blah. So that's been really helpful. We just have a lot of stylists like cold emailing. I remember we had, the subject was like Emrata for her Maybelline shoot or something. I'm like, sure. Like, we'll
take
send.
everything.
But then I'm thinking like, I always am very low key. I'm like, you know, yeah,
she
they
could,
asked
she
for
couldn't,
it.
yeah.
They also pulled 100 other things. And then she's wearing it in Daily Mail in the streets of New York shooting it. I'm like, that's crazy. So it's all worked out. I think the biggest has been Hailey Bieber wearing it, which happened in person because her friend Justine bought the earrings, and then I saw them at actually Community Goods out of all places. And
shocking.
Yeah. And I just was like, well, I'm not the kind of person to go up to a celebrity, and I feel as though those girls have so many people coming up like, oh, I have a brand, and they're probably just like, I roll, leave me alone, I'm with my friend. But I went up to Justine and was like, thanks for buying and supporting. I've seen you wearing them. Can I send you some more? Like, whatever you want. I DM'd you, you didn't reply. And then Hailey was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, you have a brand. And I was like, well, yeah, if you'd like anything, you let me know. But I was really talking to Justine, and I think that was kind of the difference. It wasn't like I was fangirling over Hailey, which I think was important. I was like, truly, I felt like I was allowed to be there because she had spent a significant amount in my brand, and I'm like going to thank her. Like, it just is like a human interaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
It all aligned very serendipitously, like right after they got back from the trip that Justine was posting them all. So it all really aligned. Then the next day, her stylist reached out and were like, Hailey specifically requested Heaven Mayhem. And then I was like, yeah, sure. They were like, can you bring it to her house today? I'm like, yeah, on the way. Like, that's another ease of being in LA.
Right.
But then I said to the stylist after, like, wait, so can you just give me the rundown? Like, what do you mean she specifically requested? And she was like, she specifically requested your brand. And I'm like, okay, can I have some more information on like how it went down? But I didn't push it. So yeah, I guess that helped. And then she wore the earrings, and then it kind of just snowballed from there.
I love that story because you were just like, I'm just going to have this very human interaction. I'm not going to like sell anyone. I'm not going to pitch anyone on the spot. I'm just going to go thank a customer.
Yes.
For buying my brand.
That's actually how I do everything with influencers now. I've never in my life, I'll say to an influencer, like, I'd love to send you some stuff. Like, you have the best style. I love your style. Usually from my personal account, not Heaven Mayhem. And then I'll send it to them. And like, maybe if I thought that the package got lost or there was a problem or they had questions, I would check in like, hey, did you get it? Never in my life will I be like, hey, when are you going to wear it? Hey, did you receive? Hey, have you styled it yet? When can I expect a post? Never in my life. And I think the point of me giving Heaven Mayhem to anyone is because I'm like, I would die to see you in it because I think you're the coolest and I love my brand and I want you to wear it. So like that lights me up, not the fact that you're going to post it. And I think people get that energy and they're like, oh, I want this gift from you, not this like transaction.
I can't help but think about how vintage is trending in fashion so much right now. And Heaven Mayhem like came around right at the right time. Like, you guys have such a great vintage ethos. Like, everybody wants to be wearing vintage or archival. Like, even look at the Met Gala. Like, it's such a moment. Why do you think vintage jewelry specifically is really having this moment?
I think a couple of reasons. One, I think people are over the hoop. Like everyone was wearing the dainty little necklace, you're kind of dainty today and I like it.
This is just my everyday.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's an everyday dainty moment.
Yes.
And
I wear these every day. If I don't have a good everyday stack, I will not have earrings in, and the thousands of holes in my ear will close.
Yeah.
So
I've got a lot too.
Yeah. I need like an everyday. I have a lot of Heaven Mayhem. I wear a lot of like big chunky pieces often.
But I think those like kind of mid-size hoops was all the rage, like a slick bun and a gold hoop.
No, a gold hoop. I actually got, it's so funny, the other day I was looking in my jewelry drawer and I was like, I have 5 gold hoops I've never worn.
Yeah.
It was an era.
And then what was after that? Nothing. For like what were we doing? And so I think Heaven Mayhem really struck while the iron was hot, as they say, if that's what they say. I'm always missing up my phrases.
American slang. It's striking while the iron's hot.
Oh, so I got it right.
You got it right.
Well, I think we just really nailed it at right time, right place. Like everyone was into the vintage. It was something new. It was fresh. It was a very unique and distinct product. Like it was very obviously a moment. And I also think vintage, I think everyone wants to wear it now. But the coolest thing about vintage things to me and vintage inspired designs is that they're always cool.
Yeah.
Like whether they just always come back around.
Like the earrings you're wearing now are forever.
Yes, forever.
Yeah.
And I would keep these for my daughter, but my mum would also wear these.
Right.
Which I love that. And I think it doesn't have to be actually vintage, but like inspired by those design elements that are really timeless. And also like the quality, I guess. It's great quality, it lasts. That kind of thing, I think, is all the ethos of Heaven Mayhem.
Completely agree. I love the intergenerational thing. I think that that's always, if you can have 3 different generations wearing your product, it works.
Yeah.
I also think that the vintage jewelry specifically is having this moment because I do feel like fashion has become very essentials driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like you and I today are in very like
capsule wardrobe
vibes. Like you're in a great trench coat. Where's this trench coat from?
Oh, Camilla and Mark. I can't
so good. The best.
Highly enough about this brand.
And where are these like perfect black low heel boots from?
The boots are Acne.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Love
sense.
them.
Makes sense.
Do you want the whole fit?
Yeah, I want the jeans too because you've got great jeans on.
The jeans are Girlfriend from Revolve.
Love. I've seen
kind
those.
of like a Kate dupe.
Yep.
Love them.
High-waisted, dark
really,
denim.
really long because like for the tall girls.
Yeah.
The t-shirt's a Turn. Do you have stuff from a Turn?
I do. I actually my first job in fashion was working for Chloe.
No way.
Yeah.
Best brand. Love it.
So good.
And then the earrings and the belt to Heaven Mayhem.
Love.
Yeah. Keep
Yeah.
it simple. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a simple girl. I have a uniform. I have stuff that anyone can wear. It's not like it's crazy out there and someone can't think like, oh, that would never suit me. Like literally this outfit would suit anyone, but we jazz it up with the accessories and then that's how we say like, oh, you got to get your Heaven Mayhem.
What do you feel like is going to be the jewelry of the summer?
I have some fun necklaces coming for the summer.
Summer for me is like the time where I'm like, I want to layer all the necklaces.
So I don't really want to wear an everyday necklace. The thing is, I get kind of itchy, hot, sweaty. I'm like, get the fuck over the necklaces.
Same thing with bracelets. I can't do it. I feel like I'm a very mobile person. It's like I hear them moving. I can't do it.
I feel uncomfortable. Unless someone is getting me a full tennis necklace, I won't be wearing an everyday necklace. However, I have some really fun necklaces for summer coming in a couple of weeks, like a month actually, and they're just fun. It's like strapless top, tan necklace, that'll be it. I have fun thoughts around this. I'm also going to tease this new earring that I'm bringing out. It has fabric on it. So it's not necessarily for summer, but I think this earring will be like an amazing wedding look, a summer night look. I think it's just like a bit fun and different as opposed to the regular just gold and silver. It's like bringing in some color with fabrics. And then later this year I have 2 completely new secret product categories coming, which I'm hoping one can kind of launch in time for summer and I think will be really fun.
In the jewelry space?
Yeah, in the jewelry space, but it's kind of like in the accessories space.
Fine, that's great. That's all under your umbrella.
It's all under my umbrella.
I love
Heaven
that.
Mayhem is becoming an accessories brand. We're moving away from, to be honest, we're pretty much just a earring brand at the moment. And then we have belts, only earrings and only belts. Like we don't really have any necklaces or
bracelets.
bracelets.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, bags.
Yeah, you can do the whole thing.
There's a lot of things we can do.
I think jewelry to me is so personal.
Yeah, it is.
And there are so many options for so many different people and like the way that they like to dress. What's your best tip if someone's like, I don't know what my jewelry personality is? Like, how do you help someone find that inner jewelry self?
I think some people are scared of a statement earring.
Yes.
And I think you've got to start a little bit smaller. We have a product called the Ribbed, which I love because it's very inconspicuous. I wear it every day. It's very lightweight. So I think you got to start a little bit smaller.
What about mixing metals? Are you pro mixing metals?
Yeah.
Okay, love.
I'm all for it.
Give us the best tip. I actually see you now. You've got gold earrings, silver ring.
I've got gold belt, gold earrings. The thing is, my wedding ring, my engagement ring, silver. The watch I used to wear all the time is gold. It's like, okay, you've already mixed. This is why I came out with mixed metal earrings with Have Mayhem, because it's like, I know we all have like a bracelet from our family that we have to wear as silver, but then the watch is gold, and you're just like, which earrings do I wear,
Smart.
So it's really amazing, but I also don't really care. I have no problem with it. I know a lot of people are like very particular about it, but I personally think it's fine, and I think it's like done is better than perfect. Like there's so much that I just don't really care about. Like, it's all good.
I think my thing with mixing metals is if it's all dainty, it works. If I'm wearing like a giant gold earring and like a giant silver watch, I don't love that.
Yeah, there does need to be a bit of the meshing. I wouldn't wear a huge silver belt and huge gold earrings. Yeah, you're right.
Since launching a brand in fashion, if there was one thing about being in fashion that you could change, what would it be?
I guess I would try and remove dupe culture. I think it gets kind of annoying. And it's become really funny. Like I feel 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you were getting like a YSL dupe, you would be embarrassed. Like, oh, I'm wearing a fake. But it's not a fake, but it's like a rip-off, and it's like you would be embarrassed to have even bought them. But now people, like I was going to get these YSL flats the other day, and I showed my friend, she's like, just get the dupes, they're $200. And I'm like, that's like so welcomed these days. And I think that's all good and well when it's like a huge brand, but I think I just like to support the original creator.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was really fun. It went by like a little breeze.
I know. It actually did go by so fast. So thank you. So
Thanks.
fun. Yeah.